Hi Taurus, I am the Awakened Dreamer, and I'm here to give you your monthly general tarot reading for the month of January 2021 as we make our way into the new year. And I do want to, of course, take this moment to express my genuine gratitude for all of your likes and comments and subscriptions if you're brand new to this channel. And I meditated on the overall energy for the sign of Taurus for the month before beginning the reading. And the message that came through was, as the excitement just continues. As the excitement just continues. So let's get started. Let's start off by pulling a message or two from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Oh, and while I shuffle, if you are brand new to this lovely channel, it is good to be aware that when shuffling, I do take cards flyer cards or jumper cards, if you will. And when guided to, with exceptions, I do take cards from the top or bottom of the deck. Just good to be aware of. Let's do one more. And as always, this is a general reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, with the occasional Venus if love comes into play. So just take what resonates and do leave the rest for someone else. All right, Spirit, what do we have for Taurus to begin this monthly read for January 2021? Ooh, that was beautiful. I'm just gonna go with all of them. Actually, no, they don't want these. Okay. All right, perfect. We got a bunch. So we got soulmates. I feel like for a lot of you, there's going to be a highlight in the month of January, moving into the new year on your soulmate in this lifetime. I feel like it'll very much so be on your mind, whether you have met this individual or not. And soulmates can also play, can also be just a soul connection. It doesn't have to be your romantic partner, but it feels like both could definitely be on your mind. And then we have TikTok. It does feel like it's a very exciting month for you, Taurus, but it feels like there's going to be a lot of time constraints, a lot of people depending on you, a lot of got to get this done by this time, you know? You kind of needing to keep to a schedule, it feels like. An exciting schedule nonetheless, but just something to keep in mind to maybe mentally prepare for. And then we have Thinker. And so it feels like, yes, it's an exciting month, but it feels like part of you, at least during part of the month, is a bit somber. Very much all up in your head, thinking, maybe overthinking certain decisions you have to make moving forward. Interesting. Maybe overthinking this soulmate. Your overthinking could potentially mess up a certain deadline. Ooh. For some of you. Put that side by side with TikTok. And then we have No Place Like Home. It feels like you are kind of reestablishing your version of your home, or at the very least, you're thinking about how to improve your home, or maybe trying to get a new home. But it does feel like either way, you're kind of in the mindset of being a homebody, you know, just kind of doing your own thing at home. With what's going on globally, who would blame you? But it does feel like with all the excitement in your life, which can still happen, you know, within your home, but it does feel like whatever's happening exciting-wise, you just kind of want to be at home. Maybe that's where the excitement is. Or maybe it's exciting with what changes you're making to your home. And then happy. Beautiful. What a great fifth card. And it just feels like, yeah, okay, there are times where you get all up in your head and you're a bit somber, but for the most part, it's an exciting chapter in your life you're entering, my friend, full of lots of happiness and joy. I mean, just look at the happiness in her face. You're going to be glowing. All right, so let's move right along and pull a few messages from the tea leaf deck. It has about 200 cards in total. So we're going to pull, figure out which half to go with. So just give me a moment. All right, we're going with this one. Alrighty, Spirit, what do we have to continue this reading for Taurus? Got some there, perfect. Okay. So the first one out, we have Scissors. Disappointment in some affair. It does feel like with all the excitement and happiness, something may not work out. This could have been previously towards the end of 2020. I want to say maybe in the middle of 2020. But it just feels like also now this is coming through as cutting ties. Very much kind of a Queen of Swords vibe. Very interesting. I'm going to put this one. Alrighty, moving right along, we have Mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. I don't feel like this is you, my friend. I feel like this is somebody that you are dealing with, maybe within your family or within your work environment, but they're very stubborn and maybe very a lot older than you, potentially. Or roles can always be reversed. But it feels like if you look within, you'll find the answers you're looking for as to how to cope with them or deal with them. All right. And then we have Mountain Road. You are on the road to success. Wow, interesting. You are on the mountain to success. Absolutely beautiful. And it feels like you'll be reminded in certain ways throughout the month of January that you are on this road to success, that you seem to doubt at times. And then, interestingly enough, we have Mountain, major challenge to overcome. So it feels like you are on the road to success, my friend, but as you climb this mountain to your own version of success, there is an obstacle to be aware of. I feel like maybe towards the end of the month or coming up at some point throughout the year, but just something to be aware of. Let's continue and do some shuffling so we can pull 6 tarot cards. A simple 6-card spread, if you will. One shuffle. And second shuffle down. All right, Spirit, what do we have for Taurus to continue? Ooh, flying out. What else do we have? That is very interesting. Ooh, I love it. Okay, let's just figure out where we're going here. This is gotta go at the end. Bear with me. This is very interesting the way these are ending up. We're going to pull the last one right from the top. Ooh, and 2 of Cups, my friend, at the bottom of the deck. Love it, given the fact that we had the Soulmates card come out in the beginning. We are going to take that card and we'll just put it over here since we don't have much room. Actually. Okay, starting off the 6 cards in the month, we have the 9 of Wands, which I refer to as the Wounded Warrior card. So you start off the month feeling a bit burnt out, a bit wounded, feeling like the year of 2020 took a toll on you. And I mean, absolutely, totally understandable, my friend. Don't feel abnormal because you're feeling a bit burnt out with what has happened in the world on top of that all that you've had to deal with. But it does feel like it's been very exciting nonetheless. but you're entitled to feel burnt out, even if you're still excited about what's happening around you and throughout your life. It's side by side with the soulmates card, and I feel like for some of you, you're feeling burnt out. You want that other half to, you know, share your day with. Oh, I love that. For some of you, you just, it feels like it would make things 10 times easier. I'm seeing now, I'm being drawn to this face right here. Absolutely amazing. And on this one, you can see here, if you look closely, you are guided, my friend. This is coming through as even when you don't fully realize it, even when you're overthinking, even when you're longing for the soulmate or you're spending time with them. All of it, you're guided, you're looked after. Nothing goes unseen. The good and the bad, just keep that in mind. For some of you, you feel like a wounded warrior from your previous relationships that you've been through. 3 of Cups to move right along. Interesting that I believe I mentioned Venus at the beginning, and then this all pops out. So 3 of Cups. So you move on to the middle of the first half of the month, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to spend time with those soul connections that mean the most. You know, that have proven worthy, that have proven trustworthy, and just that they're always going to be there for you. And it's almost as a result of, you know, it feels like kind of a habit where when you get into this wounded warrior mindset or way of being, feeling a bit burnt out, you decide then to kind of look to those soul connections, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 at most, that are closest to you to spend time with, and they kind of uplift you a bit. I love that. And then 10 of Swords. So you make your way to finish up the first half of the month, and it very much feels like it's the end of you pushing yourself to this Knight of Wands, to this wounded warrior way of being. It's the end of allowing for other things to have that kind of power over you, to make you feel like you have to keep going until you have nothing left to give. You know, you can still enjoy the excitement of everything, and you can still be successful in your life without pushing yourself to your breaking point. Interesting. But it feels like, even though that's a bit heavy, maybe a bit emotional, you know, because it's part of what's going on within you, even though you don't show it a lot externally. But it does feel like around you, there is a lot of exciting things happening for you. It is going to be a very busy year for you. And I feel like it was a very busy end to 2020 as well. But it just feels like as this comes to an end, this pushing yourself to your breaking point, to feeling burnt out, you're establishing a new sense of balance in your life, which is beautiful. And also the end of overthinking, my friend. The end of allowing your mind to race endlessly, to at times keeping you up at night, or to preventing you from making a decision, or whatever the case may be for you. Or ruining a deadline. 8 of Swords to move right on to the second half of this spread/month. And so you start off the second half feeling very reflective, you know, thinking kind of, all right, so yeah, things are going pretty well, even though there are some, you know, emotional aspects and you feeling very burnt out, being aligned with the 9 of Wands. So what's making you feel burnt out? You know, who's or what is pushing you to that breaking point, you know, besides yourself, of course. What's kind of making you feel pressured to keep moving forward even when your body is screaming at you to take a rest, to take some time to replenish. Very much a reflective kind of, what can I improve to be able to enjoy this excitement more so moving forward? You know, it's about working smarter at times, not harder, right? And it's side by side with this TikTok card, and it's like, you know, how are you? It just feels like you have a lot of pressure, like tick tock, like let's go, come on, Taurus. Everyone's kind of waiting for you. There's a lot of pressure on your shoulders, and so you're kind of reevaluating how beneficial these situations are when it comes to these pressures. So, you know, where these pressures are coming from. You know, how will they play a role in your future moving forward? Interesting. And then the Emperor card to move right along. And so it all kind of leaves you in the middle of the second half of the month feeling very kind of strategic, very analytical, very in your power, very confident if you look very closely at this imagery, thinking about your next move. Just in general, you know, or whether it's just in a certain area, whether it's your work and, you know, your career, or, you know, your soul connections, your relationships, you know, how being strategic about what adjustments need to be made moving forward in order to once again enjoy this excitement more so within your life. Maybe potentially removing some of these pressures and some bad habits. And then we're finishing off on a beautiful note, the Sun, with kind of a lot of emotions that came up. Ending with the Sun is beautiful. It just feels like you end on a very happy note, a very joyful note. You kind of just, something happens towards the end of the month where you realize, you know what, everything's going to work out. And I feel like the reflecting kind of continues as you do make decisions here. The reflecting continues through this second half of the month. And it's aligned with this 10 of Swords. And I feel like as you let go of some of these negative habits, as you let go of certain ways of being in situations, if need be, and certain pressures like we were talking about that push you to your breaking point or make you feel like you have no option but to, it just leaves you all feeling much happier when all of which is eliminated from your life. Was the point of that rant. Letting go of what no longer works for you leads to happiness and joy is a huge lesson that will be learned and ingrained in your brain, my friend, throughout the month of January. So just don't be surprised when that happens. Let's continue by pulling a crystal card for you, seeing which crystal will be beneficial for you in the month of January and moving forward. A fun thing to do, fun deck to use. What do we have for Taurus? What crystal do we have for Taurus for January? Flying out with excitement. Chrysocolla. Oh, I think I said that right. Chrysocolla. Ooh, that is beautiful. Chrysocolla. And so as you can see, there are several categories in the back. I'm not going to read the entire thing for you. So give me a hot second, and I will figure out which ones to read to you. All right, so we have where to put it. Hold it to your high heart and breathe. Ah, beautiful. And when to use it. When you feel small and vulnerable and are looking for someone to parent you. But then you remember that you're all grown up. But it's cool because you totally got this. Love it. And then, on the bottom we have a little bolded quote. Be your own mama. Take the driver's seat. Love it. And then let's finish off this beautiful reading by pulling a message or two from a small starseeds deck for Taurus, please, to finish off this reading for January. What else do we have for Taurus? All right, looks like we got some there. Bear with me. All right, we're starting off with gratitude. Universal love shines through the miracles of life all around you. Absolutely beautiful. And then we have release. Release anything that keeps you from your path of authenticity. There is a sense throughout this month, my friend, of you sort of releasing. And like we were saying with this, chopping out people, places, and situations that no longer work for you. to strip away from that version of you that can enjoy all of this excitement in your life moving forward, and that you have to look forward to in the new year. And then inner alchemy. Inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love. As well as another inner card, inner worlds. Your external world is a reflection, of your inner world. What goes on around you is a reflection of your inner world, your mind, what's going on within you. And, that becomes your reality. So something to keep in mind, my friend, as you go through this exciting month. And with that said and done, I once again more than appreciate all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions to the channel. And I hope this reading was truly helpful. More importantly, I hope you have the most amazing month, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Taurus.